Hello, I'm Gary Butterworth, Manager of the Training and Development Department for the Human Services Agency. I'd like to welcome you to the County of Ventura. This is our new employee orientation. Let's begin with our agenda. In a moment, we'll briefly show you what the overview of the county is. What is our mission? What are the values, the goals? These are the things that any good employee, of course, would have a keen interest in. Professional conduct in the workplace. What does that look like? What does that sound like? What about those flexible benefits that we have? Got quite a program for you. I'll share some of that with you as well. Our deferred compensation and retirement program will likely be of interest to you. And then finally, a brief look at our Ventura County Credit Union. Just imagine all the elements that would go into any county. Now think about those and then imagine what is the most useful function of a county. The most useful function of a county, of course, is to serve the public. So let's begin with the question, what is a public service worker? Allow me to offer 3 examples of what a public service worker is. 1, a firefighter who is trained to run into a burning building and is willing to save a perfect stranger's life. 2, a behavioral health clinician who is trained to provide high-quality preventive care and treatment for the indigent, uninsured, and others unable to secure health care services. 3, an attorney who promotes justice and protects the people of the County of Ventura and the state of California by aggressively and fairly prosecuting those who violate the law. Those are just 3 possible public service workers. The Pendleton Act is something that goes back to the 19th century, so we don't have to do a whole history lesson here, but to just understand that basically it was designed to prevent political patronage. What we have here at the county is known as the merit system. So public service as a professional service here at the county is based on merit. Civil service means we're hired for our professional merit as proven by competitive examinations. And you probably know very well how difficult it is to get a job with the county because we are very competitive and our standards are quite high, which leads me to congratulate you again on joining our team. What do we mean by property rights? That's a good question. What we mean in the context of the county is that we have to earn the rights to our permanent position. These rights aren't just given to us. They're not just granted to us. We must earn them. As a practical matter, then, what do property rights mean? If we're talking about progressive discipline, we have the right to be disciplined or dismissed, if you will, only for legitimate cause. It also means that we have the right to be punished in a way that fits the crime. Now, if we are protected by a labor union, we also have the right to collective bargaining, and we also have access to a memorandum of agreements. I promised you that in this program I'd share with you what the County of Ventura's mission statement is. Here it is: to provide superior public service and support so that all residents have the opportunity to improve their quality of life while enjoying the benefits of a safe, healthy, and vibrant economy. Most of us that work in the field of public service for the County of Ventura think about this mission statement virtually on a daily basis. Yes, it is that important to us. And now for the vision of the County of Ventura. There are 3 pillars that hold it together. Number 1, our trusted partners. Secondly, and this is a biggie, we're very proud of it, distinguished services that we offer to the public. And then finally, and not least, but just as important, our inspired employees, of which we're very happy that you are now one. Let's talk about our values here at the county. We build and foster the public trust through ethical behavior. How do we treat one another? What sort of personal integrity do we show on a daily basis? Transparency and accountability. The public has a right to see how we are doing, and they have a right to hold us accountable. Very important value to the county. Equitable treatment and respect of all constituents. So certainly respect for the public, the citizens for whom we serve, but let's also remember that we should respect our fellow colleagues and our supervisors, direct reports, etc. And then finally, let's think about whom it is we're serving and what that quality of service is. We are proud of the excellence that we have in service delivery, because after all, that's primarily why there is a County of Ventura. Up until now, we've looked at the big picture of the county, our vision, our mission, the core values. Let's zoom in a little bit closer on the ground, shall we, where most of the action happens? This is kind of where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. Our guiding principles. Serving our resident and business communities by adopting carefully considered policies. Staying competitive through the implementation of proven practices and the effective use of technology. Delivering services in a business and constituent-friendly, customer service-driven, cost-effective manner. Utilizing strategic thinking in action. Promoting an action-oriented, empowered, and accountable workforce. Planning for and developing programs to meet future needs. And operating in a fiscally responsible manner. Every successful organization has an org chart. Here's ours. You'll notice at the very top of the org chart is the most important element to the county. It's in capital letters there, the electorate. These are the people that we serve. So we have the electorate as the people that are the most important here. Underneath that, we have the Board of Supervisors who are elected. As you can see, the oval shape shows you that. The positions that are appointed include the County Council, County Executive Officer. If you look down towards the bottom of the org chart, across that layer there, you'll see the agencies, including, by the way, the Human Services Agency, otherwise known as HSA. You'll see the Department of Airports, the Harbor Department, the Ventura County Library, and on it goes. All of these elements come together ultimately to serve the public, to serve the electorate. The County of Ventura is represented geographically in 5 different districts. In District Number 1, Supervisor Steve Bennett. District Number 2, Supervisor Linda Parks. Supervisor Kelly Long in District Number 3. District Number 4 is Supervisor Bob Huber. And finally, Supervisor John Zaragoza in District Number 5. At HSA, the Human Services Agency, we kind of jokingly refer to the government center as the mothership because this is really the central location where most of the activities take place, kind of writ large in terms of the County of Ventura. Now, just for a little bit of perspective here with this map, if you look to the east of the map or just to the right, you'll see Hill Street running vertical there. The administrative services for our agency, the Human Services Agency, are housed at what we call the Partridge Building, and that's just to the east of Hill Street there, just to give you a little bit of perspective. So if you look at the Government Center here, you'll see several different anchor points here. The Hall of Administration, which is the one that many of us tend to probably utilize the most, or HOA. The Hall of Justice on the other side of that, or HOJ. The GSA Service Building, where you likely had your picture taken. And there is the pretrial detention facility as well. As you can also see, many different off-site locations there in terms of parking. I won't go into all the kind of details on those items here with this map, but just do know that this is really the center. This is the hub of the County of Ventura. The county is represented by roughly a dozen different unions, beginning with the California Nurses Association, followed by the International Union of Operating Engineers. The SEIU, or the Service Employee International Union, is the union that's probably the most popular at the Human Services Agency, otherwise known as Local 721. Specialized Peace Officers Association of Ventura County, Ventura County Correctional Officers Association, Ventura County Professional Peace Officers Association, Ventura County Professional Firefighters Association, Ventura County Deputy Sheriff's Association, Ventura Employees Association, and last but not least, Criminal Justice Attorneys Association of Ventura County. The county measures our employment status based on the hours we have spent on the job, which is not necessarily the same as the length on a calendar. So we have two different possibilities for our probationary period, 1,040 hours or 2,080 hours. Either way, we are eligible for a 5% salary increase after the first 1,040 hours spent on the job. We're also eligible to transfer to another department should we wish in the county after completing our probationary period. With respect to outside employment, written notification is required if that employment exceeds 8 hours per week. So the county would want to know the name of the employer, number of hours worked, nature of the employment, how long the employment has gone on for, and so forth. It should come as no surprise that the county would prohibit outside employment if that job was shown to interfere with satisfactory performance of duties due to physical or mental fatigue. Also, if there's a conflict of interest as a result of the additional employment, that would also be cause for prohibiting the outside employment. For those employees who are represented by the union SEIU, 14 8-hour workdays per year are granted as vacation. The maximum accumulation is 400 hours. Now, varied work schedules other than the standard 8-hour workday include the 980, which essentially means you're working 80 hours over a 9-day period, and that 10th day across 2 weeks would be your day off. Now, the 410 is 4 days of 10 hours per day per week. Accrued vacation leave will be paid upon when the employee leaves the county. Concerning sick leave, 40 hours are advanced at the beginning of your job. 80 hours are granted per year, and you can see how that kind of works out specifically throughout a biweekly pay period. Now, the balance is carried over year to year, but as you see here, bullet point number 3 tells us there is a maximum on this, and the maximum accumulation is 800 hours. Now, when an employee leaves the county, a portion of that sick leave may be paid. New employees are always concerned about the holidays that are granted, and in our case with the county, we get New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day, and yes, at long last, just recently, we are now granted as a holiday the day after Thanksgiving. Christmas Day is considered a holiday, as well as one floating holiday, unless you happen to be a member of the Criminal Justice Attorneys Association, in which case you get 2 floating holidays. As the manager of learning and development for the Human Services Agency, I like talking training. So let's talk a little bit about mandatory training. Discrimination prevention must be taken every 2 years. Workplace security, the same, every 2 years. Cultural competency is mandatory training. Now, if you are in management, there is a series of courses known as the nuts and bolts, and 6 of those courses must be taken within the first year to year and a half of your employment at the county. There is also mandatory ethics training. County also offers a wide assessment of electives. So in terms of your optional training, career development is possible, supervision basics, a wonderful communication assessment course known as Real Colors, Lean Six Sigma, LEAP, which is the Leadership Excellence and Action Program, and then finally, something I'll talk about momentarily on the next slide. Staying with the theme of training, one of the many perks available to county employees is LinkedIn Learning. It's a 24/7 online learning program. And get this, 9,000 courses are available. Yes, you heard that right. You read that right. 9,000. So of the many, for example, business, leadership, finance, there are micro lessons, there are longer lessons. Hard skills, including computer applications, are available, and soft skills even as well, things like project management. You can achieve your personal and professional goals through LinkedIn Learning at the County of Ventura. Rest assured that as an employee of the County of Ventura, you'll have access to a robust Employee Assistance Program, otherwise known as the EAP. Services that are available are at no cost to you. They're confidential, professional, they're available to you and eligible family members as well. If you'd like some more information about the EAP, you can visit their webpage. The link is right there at the bottom of the slide. One of the many perks about being a Ventura County resident is our access to the library system. Explore, discover, and connect. 12 branch libraries, a mobile library, computers, Wi-Fi, volunteering opportunities, adult literacy, online high school, collaborative workspaces. Boy, if that's not enough for you, check out the resources, ebooks, and of course, printed books as well, for those of us that remember them, streaming, newspapers, magazines, research assistance too. And if you have kids, they are going to love it. Story times, homework help, summer reading programs, crafternoons, want to check those out, teen volunteer opportunities, maker spaces, and finally, STEAM events, all at the Ventura County Library. One can tell a lot about an organization just by observing the way people behave in it. So let's talk now for a few minutes about professional conduct in the workplace. Well, we certainly want to look professional, not only for the public, but for our colleagues, our coworkers as well. And one of the things we need to be concerned about is the dress code. And the way we'd like to describe our dress code at the county, if you will, is to avoid the tutus. We mean by that too low cut, too tight, too short, too revealing, and yes, if you look at the right, too sloppy. So what does professional dress look like? Well, as the old saying goes, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Let's be considerate of others in the workplace. We share this environment with our colleagues and coworkers, so please be aware of how your behavior affects others. Start right, stay right. Keep learning. Things are changing everywhere. We need to keep up or we'll lose out. One thing that hasn't changed is that we put customers first at the county. Now, what do I mean by customers? General public, for sure, but let's also keep in mind our coworkers as well. County workers are expected to start off on the right foot and stay there. One of the things that's important to us is to exceed expectations. So we should be looking for every opportunity to go the extra mile. In fact, the acronym GEM stands for Go the Extra Mile, and you'll learn more about how that can be reinforced in our customer service training. Now, at the agency, we want to make sure that everyone knows what's expected of them, so have that conversation with your supervisor. And by all means, if you want to grow, you want to get better, we should always be thinking in terms of asking for feedback. At the County of Ventura, ethics and integrity are everything. The public is counting on us. How does the old expression go? Do the right thing, even when no one else is watching. Ethical decisions affect everything we do at the county, and they should affect what we do at home as well. So simply do the right thing all the time. And that includes reporting corruption. It is essential that we do not disclose confidential information. The substance abuse policy for the County of Ventura is quite specific and detailed. I won't take the time right now to read the entire thing to you. You'll hear more about it in subsequent new employee orientation. Let it suffice to say that the county has no intention of infringing on our personal lives, and yet drug use on the job is a no-no. And for now, I'll leave it at that. And just in case anyone isn't clear, though Proposition 64 did declare recreational use of marijuana permissible, it is still not permissible to use marijuana on the job. And here is the detailed memo from our County Executive Officer, Michael Powers, to explain all of it for you. One indispensable resource all new employees have access to is the Employee Handbook. It covers just about everything you can imagine: attendance, absences, care of county property, discipline, public relations, EEO information, otherwise known as equal employment opportunity, smoking policy, safety issues, internet usage, and, if you need more information, how our workplace is, in fact, drug-free. Here are some other resources that might come in handy for you: the Administrative Policy Manual, Personnel Rules and Regulations, otherwise known as PR&Rs. And oh, by the way, yes, all county employees are subjected to lots and lots of government acronyms, like MOAs, Memorandums of Agreements, CEO website, CEO short for County Executive Office. Your supervisor is an enormous resource, and we hope you'll take advantage of him or her. Your agency personnel representative, and the Human Resources and Labor Relations. We've had a chance to look at what good behavior looks like in the workplace. Let's now pivot to another subject that should be of extreme interest, and that is the county-sponsored benefits. County organizes its benefits into three separate categories: the flexible, automatic, and optional. In the flexible benefits program, decisions are made about medical insurance or the medical plan opt-out. Dental insurance is available, vision insurance, health and dependent care flexible spending accounts. These are the kind of traditional things you would expect to see in an insurance benefit program. If one is eligible, automatic benefits include a long-term disability plan as well as basic life insurance. With respect to optional benefits, things like term life insurance and a short-term disability plan are available. Participation in the flexible benefits program can get to be a little technical and detailed. If you'd like some more information, I would encourage you to check out Chapter 1 of the Benefit Plans Handbook. That said, one must be a regular status employee with standard scheduled hours of at least 40 hours per pay period to participate in the flexible benefits program. Participants will receive a flexible credit allowance to purchase health plans and elect flexible spending accounts. The flexible credit allowance is provided on a pre-tax basis. Unspent flexible credit allowance is given as cash back. One common question from new county employees is, when does the coverage begin? Well, one must enroll in a medical plan and any other flexible benefits plan options within 31 days after your date of hire. Now, if you do not make a timely election within the first 31 days of eligibility, you'll be defaulted into employee-only coverage with the lowest cost HMO medical plan that you're eligible for. There's a reason why the county gives you 31 days to make your decision, because there are a lot of things to consider when choosing your plan. Things such as your health history and future coverage needs, your physician choice, your hospital preferences, dependent coverage, out-of-area coverage, and the cost of plans. With respect to the medical plan choices, employees have three options: the HMO plans, of which includes the VCHCP, the Ventura County Healthcare Plan, a variety of Blue Shield combinations, as you can see there, as well as a PPO plan or the medical plan opt-out. Once again, best advice here, check out the Benefit Plans Handbook under the Summary of Benefits section.
MetLife Dental is the PPO for the county. Once again, you can check out the Benefit Plans Handbook for more details. County offers a vision plan. It's called the MES, or Medical Eye Services. Details, once again, can be found in the Summary of Benefits in the Benefit Plans Handbook. Let's talk a little bit about flexible spending accounts. These enable employees to set aside money in special non-taxable accounts for the purpose of reimbursement of eligible expenses. Now, the county offers two separate FSA accounts, health care and dependent care. To round out our discussion of flexible spending accounts, without going into too much detail here, you can see there are annual maximum pledges that are possible. Best advice here is to plan carefully, as unreimbursed funds must be forfeited at the end of the plan year. And once again, a continuing theme in our discussion here about flexible spending accounts is to make sure that you consult Chapter 5 of the Benefit Plans Handbook. You'll automatically be enrolled in basic life insurance if you're covered by a labor agreement or if you are under the management resolution. Otherwise, if you qualify, you're automatically enrolled in the long-term disability plan. In addition to sick leave and vacation time, new county employees are urged to take a look at the optional benefits that are available to them. It really depends on your own unique set of circumstances, so rather than go through all the details here, I'll just mention in broad brushstrokes there is a wage supplement plan that might be beneficial to you if you were injured, off the job, or if you became ill away from the job, and you enrolled within the 90-day deadline from the time that you were hired. This could be something that would be useful to you. Again, there are other kinds of packages here that I won't get into because it's just so dependent on your own personal circumstances. Best bet here is to consult Chapter 6 of the Benefits Plan Handbook. I've been alluding to it throughout the entire program, so let's talk a little bit about how you can actually look at the Benefit Plans Handbook. One way to access it is through our intranet that the agency has, and you can see the link there. The other way is through just the standard generic internet. In other words, you could really pull this up from virtually anywhere, and there is the link as well. Finally, if you go right through what we call VCHIRP, and you'll learn more about that as you go through your orientation, you can see the path there that can take you to the actual Benefit Plans Handbook. And we have the good old-fashioned hard copies as well, benefit plan booklets and brochures. I urge you to look at them very closely. Let me share some contact information for you should you desire to learn more about the benefits offered by the county. And as I do so, let me take this opportunity to let you know that the Human Services Agency is a decentralized agency, meaning we have a number of different departments that are unique to our agency and, in fact, perform essentially the same functions as those larger agencies in the actual county. And so one of those would be the benefits that we offer through our agency. So our department representatives really should be your primary contact. I know there is some contact information down below on this slide, but that would really be kind of a last-ditch effort. Your best chance is to contact either Susie DeWeber or Howard Schweitzer. And if you don't know their contact information already, you will very shortly. So keep your eye on the ball here, and that would be make sure if you have questions about benefits to try and begin with our representatives at HSA. Well, I realize this probably isn't the first thing on your mind at this point in your career with the county. It will be at some point. So let's talk about the Ventura County Employees Retirement Association, otherwise known as VESERA. To begin with, let's establish a definition for this term VESERA. It's a multi-employer, defined benefit pension plan. It provides service retirement, disability retirement, and survivor benefits to members and their eligible beneficiaries. We're going to go into the weeds just a little bit here because I think it's important to distinguish between a DB plan, which is a defined benefit plan, and a DC plan, which is a defined contribution plan, otherwise known as a savings plan. Visera is not a savings account. It's not a savings plan like a 401k or a 457. It's a defined benefit plan. So there's a pension promise. In other words, it's a lifetime retirement income. Annual COLAs are part of that. In other words, the cost of living adjustments for a safety, a Tier 1, and for the union SEIU. Now, disability retirements are part of this, as are survivor and death benefits. Also available, professional management of investments. But again, the thing to keep in mind here is that a DB plan is about the benefits. It's not a savings plan. Visera's first milestone is membership. There is immediate membership for regular employees. So essentially, if you're a full-time worker for the county, you're basically in the club on day one. So here are the two different membership types. There's the safety type and the general type. Now, depending on when your membership date is, i.e., if it was before January 1, 2013, that puts you in one category, legacy, or if it was on the 1st of January 2013 or later, which is likely your case, you'll be a PEPRA member. Again, throwing more acronyms at you here. PEPRA is an acronym for California Public Employees Pension Reform Act, and that act took effect on January 1, 2013. So, legacy or PEPRA member depends on your membership date, and what this actually means to you in the real world is that you get different benefits based on these various tiers and formulas, which we'll try and tease out in a succeeding slide. As promised, here's a distinction between the general and safety benefit tiers. General tiers 1, 2, 6, and 8, as you can see there on the screen, and what the percentages are with respect to differences when an employee turns 62. And as a final note here, COLAs, the cost of living adjustments, apply to all Tier 1 members and all SEIU represented members. Some specifics on this slide here with respect to safety benefit tiers. You can see the real distinction here has to do with the date. It's the PEPRA hiring date. So in other words, if you were hired on or after January 1, 2013, you would be considered PEPRA, which once again is the Public Employees Pension Reform Act. Hired prior to that date, that would put you in Safety Tier 1. So Safety Tier 1, 2% at age 50. Safety Tier 7, 2.7% at 57. Do keep in mind as well that the cost of living adjustments apply to both safety tiers. As I distinguish now between employee and employer contributions, just let me pause for a moment to share with you another acronym or two. If you see the capital letters EE together, at the county that means employee. If you see the capital letters ER together, that refers to employer. So the employee contributions are collected biweekly. They're pre-tax payroll deductions, and this happens throughout your career with the county. Visera then posts interest twice per year. Now the rules are you can keep on deposit, no loans, and no withdrawals. As far as the employer contributions go, they are made on your behalf. They're not credited to your account. You don't really have access to these until after you retire. But the good news here is that these contributions made by the employer help Visera fund lifetime benefits. Visera's second milestone is vesting. Vesting is the unconditional right to a monthly benefit after meeting minimum requirements. There are some other advantages as well. A supplemental retirement benefit, additional death benefit options, and non-service connected disability. Vesting does require 5 years of service credit, and that could include reciprocity. So if you're a public service employee that, let's say, has come from another county, that in fact would be reciprocity. Visera's third milestone is a big one: when one is eligible to retire. So there's a lot here, and let me suggest to you that if you'd like to learn more information about Visera, I'll share with you in a moment at the end of this presentation a way in which you can contact the organization directly. So for now, for PEPRA members, the general membership type, one must be age 52 with 5 years of service credit. For the safety type, one must be age 50 with 5 years of service credit. Or if you happen to be 70 years of age, you are a PEPRA member regardless of how long you've actually worked for the county. For the non-PEPRA or legacy members, numbers, as you can see, are slightly different. One must be age 50 with 10 years of service credit. In terms of the general membership type, 30 years of service credit is the standard. For the safety membership type, it would require 20 years of service credit. And once again, if one is 70 years of age, you are automatically a legacy or PEPRA member, irrespective of your service credit. Here are the benefit calculation factors. Monthly benefit is based on 4 factors: age at retirement, years of retirement service credit, the FAC, or the final average compensation, 12 or 36 months, and the benefit tier. Now, here's just one possible example of let's say, a general Tier 8 PEPRA retiree. At age 60, with 20 years of experience, that final average compensation would be $7,500. Now, the benefit, $2,700, plus, as you can see, a supplemental benefit figure there, as well as the cost of living adjustment. Mention has been made previously about purchasing service credit. Now, purchasable service can occur in the following ways. One way would be if the pre-membership period occurred prior to July 1999, or if extra help or part-time service happened prior to 1992. Unpaid medical leaves is another way in which purchasable service can happen. Previously refunded county service, known as redeposit. Or if one has prior public service, say in the active military, U.S. government, California government, or a local agency. Now, in order for purchasable service to occur, one cannot be entitled to another pension for service. And finally, there are payment options available. Looking a little closer at the term reciprocity, let's know that it links eligible retirement systems in California. So as a simple example, if someone had worked for the county of Kern, let's say, and then began working for the county of Ventura, this would absolutely apply to that employee. So the advantages of reciprocity are vesting and retirement eligibilities continue. There's a lower entry age with respect to the benefit tier and contribution rate. All systems use highest earnings. The rules of reciprocity are fairly simple. One must join the new system within 6 months, leave contributions on deposit, of course the request would have to be submitted, and retire from all systems on the same day. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Here are your post-employment options. What to do with your retirement contributions. Number 1 possibility, refund or roll over. Now remember, no membership means no benefits. Possibly defer retirement, leave funds on deposit. A third option would be to establish reciprocity. Fourth, to retire, if eligible. I promised you a short while ago that I'd point you in the right direction should you pursue more information about Vicera. The website's pretty simple, Vicera, VCERA.org. Now, when you visit the website, you will find pension calculators, forms there if you're interested, beneficiary, reciprocity, benefit estimates. Publications are available in the form of newsletters, brochures, a handbook. There's even a member portal for you. And yes, coming soon, educational videos. Should you have further questions, you can visit Vicera, either in person or on the phone. In person, you would go to 1190 South Victoria Avenue up on the 2nd floor, or call them by phone, 805-339-4250. In collaboration with the Employee Assistance Program and the Wellness Program, the county recognizes that in order to have a dedicated and productive workforce, employees need support in balancing their work and family. So do check out our work-life program. If you'd like some more information, that can be had with the email address there, worklife@ventura.org, or feel free to call 805 area code 477-7234. And the next few slides here will show you some examples as to what we have to offer. Beginning here with childcare, as you can see, plenty of resources and referrals available, childcare preschool discount programs, and if you do contact the Work-Life program, be sure to ask about this directory of after-school programs. They have a comprehensive list of all of them in Ventura County. If you're a parent, you'll want to be aware of the parenting resources available to county employees. The online parenting education, for example. Now, there's an exclusive county employee discount for lifetime membership. One of the courses that's extremely intriguing is Positive Parenting Solutions, and here's just a sample of some of the things you'll learn. You can get your kids to listen without yelling or nagging. Tools for the most challenging power struggles. How to guarantee chores get completed, tools to reduce sibling rivalry, and finally, strategies for backtalk, all available online with Positive Parenting Solutions. Now, one of the many new baby resources is a new baby kit that is mailed out to those who go out on maternity or paternity leave. In addition to that, all kinds of lactation accommodations, which I'll delineate in a moment here. New mothers will be pleased to know that the county is a breastfeeding-friendly employer. Employee lactation rooms are all across the county. And if you're a member of VCHCP, the Ventura County Healthcare Plan, you can receive up to a $200 reimbursement for a breast pump. In addition to the many opportunities offered by the Work-Life program for children, listen to what the Elder Care Resource and Referral offers. There's a county-wide resource guide and an elder care support group that meets 10 times every calendar year. If you're in the market to rent a home, buy a home, refinance a home, you'll certainly want to be aware of the Coastal Housing Partnership. This organization has opened doors for thousands of employees in both Santa Barbara and Ventura counties. You can contact them. Their website is at coastalhousing.org or by phone 805-969-1025. Here's something all new county employees should think about right away, and that's getting started in their workplace savings plan. Here's the deferred compensation plan offered by Ventura County for a bright financial future. These are the two retirement savings options at the county. The first is the standard 401k. It's a shared savings plan. Secondly, we have the Section 457 plan, as well as the Section 457 Roth plan. Payroll deductions occur for both, and they're on a pre-tax basis, which reduces your taxable income. If you are talking about the 457 Roth, yes, payroll deduction for sure, but this is on an after-tax basis, which means that you pay no taxes when you go to withdraw your distribution afterwards. Something to consider is our deferred compensation program. It's a voluntary retirement savings program, so in other words, it supplements your pension. You can enroll anytime. There's no open enrollment period. All contributions are immediately vested. You can roll over from another employer's other qualified plan. You can see the other types that are written on your screen. This is an IRS qualified retirement account, so rules and regulations apply. A word or two here about eligibility. The 401k shared savings plan is open to all regular county employees with a work schedule of at least 40 hours every bi-week. Now, the Section 457 plan is a little trickier. As you can see, it has to do with union membership. I won't get into all the details here. However, I will give you some contact information should you desire more specifics at the very end of this module. Digging into the 401k shared savings plan a little deeper here, the contribution is a percent of regular earnings. Now, the minimum contribution varies by bargaining unit. However, the maximum is 100% of available income after mandatory deductions. Now, should one fall on hard times, there is a loan provision here, meaning that that person who simply couldn't make the payment could actually borrow on the accumulated money that has already been built up in the account to pay for those premiums. There's a 10% early withdrawal penalty for distributions prior to the age of 59 and a half, and as you might imagine, distributions are subject to federal and state income taxes. Here's a feature that many county employees take advantage of. It's the 401k employer matching contribution. Now, it's available for most bargaining units. Refer to the current plan year information brochure for more details. But for now, consider contributing at least the minimum percentage to get your full employer match. I kind of look upon it as free money. Well, here's a self-reflection question for you. Have you met your match? I'm always surprised to learn that only 1 in 5 people contributing to a 401k aren't saving enough to get their full company match. Increase your savings rate to meet your match today. Looking a little closer now at the Section 457 plan, the contribution is a dollar amount before tax, minimum $10, maximum all of your available income after mandatory deductions. There are no matching contributions or loan provision with the Section 457 plan. IRS mandated waiting period. The contributions generally start the first payday in the month following the month you enroll in the plan. Now, here's a positive. There is no early withdrawal penalty. Distributions are taxed as regular income. When we distinguish between the 457 and the 457 Roth, it's kind of the, you can pay me now or pay me later sort of option here. However, a lot of county employees are surprised when they learn about the benefits of the 457 Roth. So primarily the contributions are made after tax. They are subject to federal and state tax, but the money grows tax-free. And once you start to take that money out, the distributions are tax-free as well. You've already paid your taxes on this money that you're getting after you've retired. Now, there are a couple of stipulations here that you can see at the bottom of the screen, primarily that you must be at least 59 and a half at the time of withdrawal. But again, the big headline here is tax-free. If you're interested in specific dollar amounts, this is the slide for you. This is the 2020 IRS Plan Limits. 401k contribution limit, $19,500. If you're age 50 and over, $26,000 is your limit. The 457 contribution limit, before and after tax combined, $19,500. Age 50 and over, $26,000. The maximum deferral for 2020 is $39,000. If you're age 50 and over, it's $52,000. Lots of investment options with the county. Let's talk a little bit here about target date funds. Now, these are designed to simplify retirement planning. So you select a fund based on the year that you anticipate retiring. The fund is professionally managed to gradually become more conservative as it approaches the target retirement date. Then there's a plan default. Plenty of core investment options are available, a wide range of them, in fact, for the active investor. Typically, we think in terms of a younger person can be more aggressive with their investments, and as we get older, of course, we become more conservative. And so these are the things that are talked about in terms of your style, the goals you're trying to achieve, and these funds are selected and monitored by the Deferred Compensation Committee. Here are 2 more options I'd like to introduce you to. One is the brokerage link. This combines the convenience of your workplace retirement plan with the additional flexibility of a brokerage account. Expanded investment options are available with regard to stocks, CDs, bonds. Now, one thing you want to be aware of, these are not monitored or evaluated by the Deferred Compensation Committee. The other option is the Portfolio Advisory Service. This is a managed account service, and there is a quarterly fee for this, but it does include professional management of your retirement savings and it will propose and manage your strategy around your own personal unique needs. Now, here's something that's designed to give you peace of mind. It's the Plan Oversight. I referred a moment ago about the Deferred Compensation Committee. Now, this committee is appointed by the Board of Supervisors as plan administrators, and listen to who's involved in the committee. It's comprised of the following officials: Chief Financial Officer, Treasurer Tax Collector, the Director of Human Resources, the Auditor Controller, and the Assistant County Counsel. The Sageview Advisory Group, LLC, is a third-party, unbiased consultant. I don't believe you can overstate the power of compounding. Now, check out these two comparisons here. You've got Michael on the left, Jennifer on the right. Michael invests $1,000 per month, as does Jennifer. Michael begins at age 25, ends his investing at age 35, 10 years later. His investment grows at an annual 7%. Now, Jennifer begins at age 45 and ends at age 55. Her growth also is 7% per year. So the total investment time then, as you see, is 10 years. The total saved over a 10-year period is $120,000. But the story doesn't end there. I don't think it's being overly dramatic to say that Michael has made out a lot better than Jennifer. Now keep in mind, they both invested for 10 years. They both are looking at their ending balances at age 65, and look at the difference. Michael's balance is over $1 million more than Jennifer. Now, the only reason why Michael has that much more money is obvious, I hope, and that is that he started at a younger age. He started when he was 20 years younger. Yet they both put in the same amount of money, and yet look at the difference in terms of the outcome. So the earnings are reinvested. That's how the money grows. You generate more earnings, the money grows faster. This is the secret that I wish I would have known when I was younger. Believe me, I think most people would say that. So start now, invest regularly, and be patient. How'd you like to get started? Pretty easy. Enroll directly through Fidelity. Fidelity receives your eligibility information when you receive your first paycheck. There are 3 enrollment options. 2 of them are online, as you can see, and there's a phone number to call as well, 800-343-0860. Enroll now. Don't have a lot of time? How about 60 seconds? You can log on to netbenefits.com/easy. Select from 3 starting contribution rates, select or opt out of annual increase program. You'll be placed in a target date fund investment option, and you can use your desktop computer or mobile device. Plenty of online tools and resources for you, all available at netbenefits.com/Ventura. You can enroll in the plans there, change your contribution amount or investment elections, check your account balance, print a statement, elect online statements, review your asset allocation, add or change your beneficiary, and lots of educational resources there as well, including online workshops and calculators. Here's a number that may surprise you, 45. As in 45% of people haven't named a beneficiary for their retirement account. Ease the fear. Declare your beneficiary today. Are you looking for that personal touch? At the County of Ventura, in-person guidance is available. His name is Andrew Kremer. He's a certified financial planner. He specializes in retirement planning. He'll give you one-on-one investment guidance, rollover assistance, retirement planning, and his office is quite convenient. It's at the Government Center, the Hall of Administration. Do note, though, that an appointment is required. You can make that appointment by calling 800-642-7131, or simply go online at getguidance.fidelity.com/Ventura. Help desk hours are the first and last Friday of the month. Do you have further questions? Who are you going to call? Well, here's the contact information. General questions about Fidelity Investments, you can call 800-343-0860 or go online at netbenefits.com/Ventura. For Fidelity Investments with respect to rollovers, there's Andrew Kremer's number, 858-349-6877. If you're interested in the Deferred Compensation Program, 805-654-2620. Or if you want to send an email, deferred.compensation@ventura.org. As I conclude the Savings Investment Plan for the County of Ventura, I would like to say a word or two here about the Safe Harbor Retirement Plan. It, too, is a defined benefit pension plan. It's implemented to provide eligible employees a source of income when they retire. This plan is designed for extra help, intermittent, or part-time employees who are not covered by the Ventura County Retirement Association. It is not integrated with Social Security. Now, the required employee contribution is 3% of pay. Contributions cannot be refunded and are not transferable to another retirement system. The Safe Harbor Retirement Plan is 100% vested. Now, when are you eligible for the plan's benefit? Beginning at age 50, after you've been separated from county employment. Well, by now you must have questions about the Safe Harbor Retirement Plan. And here's where you go for answers. It's the Safe Harbor program at 805-654-2921 or email safe.harbor@ventura.org. Here's a good way to wrap up our discussion about the Workplace Savings Plan. I want to introduce you to the Ventura County Credit Union. You can call them at 805-477-4000. 805-477-4000. Living the life, the Ventura County Credit Union. This has been the County of Ventura New Employee Orientation. My, oh my, we've covered a lot of ground here. We looked at the county's overview, county's mission, vision, values, professional conduct in the workplace, all of the many and sundry flexible benefits the county offers, our deferred compensation plan and retirement, the Ventura County Credit Union, just to name a few. Well, this is Gary Butterworth, manager of the Learning and Development Department at the Human Services Agency. I'd like to thank you for listening, and I'll see you in class.